everyone,
Hello!
and welcome to Kirsty and Bryony's Comfort Zone.
I am Kirsty.
And I am Bryony, and we dive into the world of dreams and splash around until we've figured it all out. Well, maybe not all of it, some of it.
We just figure some of it out and then we leave and don't finish the job. And
we do a puzzle, do a little crossword.
And we talk about other stuff and get distracted. And
you're already distracted.
Already distracted. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you.
Oh, good.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, yeah. Not bad.
I have had one of those weeks where I thought it was, Captain, it's only Wednesday. It's been one of those weeks, I feel.
Yeah.
Also, I got to see you, which was nice.
That's true.
But it did have to be in that London.
It did have to be in that London.
And I do get stressed when I go into that London.
It was a good time, though.
It was lovely, but I think because I spent the whole day, I had to travel to London and then spend the day doing stuff, and then I left, and then the next day I literally was like, I'm not leaving the house. No, usually I get a bit cabin fevery if I don't leave the house, but I was like, not today.
No.
Not today, I stay in.
Exactly. After you've had a big day like that, going traveling around and stuff. Especially when you go to London, because you always end up walking a lot and then your legs hurt. It's like, nope, I just need a day of rest.
Need a city day.
Yeah.
Not a city. London was the city day, followed by a city day.
The opposite of a standy day, which is a London day.
I have been having tiny little pieces of dreams recently that hasn't been very helpful when you have a dream podcast.
Yeah, like little snippets. I feel like I've been having a lot of those as well. I did have a slightly beefier one last night, but it still wasn't massive. But I've remembered it at the very least.
Well, I've had I brought two today. I'll probably only listen to one and save one for the dream bank.
Yeah.
But it's just been tiny little bits of I had a dream that did I tell you about? I had a dream that I was in the middle of a water fight, and then I tipped a bucket of water over Pierre, and then I ran away, and that was the entire dream. I just woke up hee hee.
Yeah, you did tell me about that one.
I just keep on having these tiny little snippets that I'm like, there's not really anything to this. It's just it would be a 10-second recording of a dream if I record this. But I had a really weird one, which is the one I'll show you today. And then I did have a bigger one last night as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I think again, it is just so at the moment, there's 3 houses around us that are having work done. And there's roadworks and there's scaffolding and there's all of this stuff. And I think it is just that I'm constantly woken up. I have so many micro sleeps in the morning.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, all of the dreams. And then there was one night where I remember having this massive dream. But in the morning, bless him, Alex was like, did you have any dreams? And I told him all about it. And then that just got rid of it out of my head and I couldn't remember it.
Did he not remember them?
No, I think he just asks
He asks and then
just to distract me. Yeah. So I lost that one. I should just record when I tell him. But yeah, so I lost those ones.
Yeah, I can't really bring any to the forefront of my mind right now, but I feel like I've been having the same sort of thing with just lots of micro sleeps and small dreams, because the start of the week, Tabs wasn't very well. So I think 2 nights in a row, I was woken up to the sound of him throwing up.
Aww.
And then I was just sort of awake and then asleep and awake and asleep and not really dreaming properly. And but I had a little one last night and it was a proper dream. I've also been going to bed really late. My sleeping schedule is
naughty
absolutely.
Stop up.
Yeah, I know it's terrible. It's
is it Blood on the Clock Tower?
Not necessarily. No, it's Final Fantasy. I think because it's been patched. It was patch day on Tuesday, and I just feel like I've been so busy that the only time I've really got to play is the evening, and then I'm like, well, I better stay up late to play, otherwise I won't get to play.
Yeah.
And then I'm up till 4 a.m. and it's like, well, that happened. Whoopsie.
Oh my gosh. See, I've been getting to bed really late recently as well, but I've been like, for me, I'm like, I wasn't in bed by 11:30. I'm such a late stayer.
Oh my gosh. Last night, though, to be fair, it was Blood on the Clock Tower, but it's not that we play till late, it's that people talk about it until late. And I'm just sitting there, I don't even contribute, but I just listen like a podcast. And I'm like, la, 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 la. I'm having a nice time listening to my friends talking. And then it's 4 a.m. again. And I'm like, oh no, not again. Not again.
Yeah.
So yeah, disasters all round, honestly.
I think
never
the
sleep.
other thing, just to add to the sleep complaints, I think the weather has just suddenly, like, the temperature's just plummeted.
Oh my God, did you hear how cold it's meant to be next week?
No.
It's going into the minus for sure. And like the sensationalist articles about it online are like, it's going to be like an Arctic freeze, the same we get every year.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, hang on, let me check. So the weather...
This is now officially the most British
Really,
podcast.
It is. It's just complaining about construction work and talking about the weather.
Yeah.
So apparently on Wednesday, it's going down to 2 degrees in the day and -1 at night.
Oh my gosh.
So it's going to be bloody cold next week.
I think that is, I wake up and there's just no inspiration to get out of bed whatsoever. So I just snuggle back in my little cocoon and I do the thing of like, Alex will get up early for work and then I just wriggle over into his warm spot and I fall asleep again.
Oh,
I have realized more and more that I'm basically a sausage dog. Like, so many people post behavior of Dachshunds and it's just them being like, I saw this subreddit thing the other day that was like, why is my Dachshund trying to fuse with me? And it was just pictures of their dog like right in their face. And I was like, that is literally how I cuddle. That is my love language, is just being glued to someone. I'm like, I think I'm a sausage dog.
Understandable.
But yeah, when you see them like properly under the duvet as well, and they just make their little, they're always like getting into the cushion covers, just like me.
I'm just like a cat. I sleep 18 hours a day.
You should see her. Wakes up, leg right in the air. There she goes again.
It's true. That's one
thing.
Throws
up on the carpet.
One thing I do. So when I sleep in the morning, if I'm like half awake, I'll sleep on my tummy and I'll like bend my knees so my legs are just sort of floating up, and I will go to sleep like that.
Oh my gosh, like a teen on the phone to their crush.
Yeah, yes, that is exactly it. That's a better way of describing it. Yeah, I will just be asleep like that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh dear. So yeah, that's how I sleep. That or the fetal position.
I'm very much like, I was going to say I'm very fetal position. To the point where I love the fetal position so much that every morning I get up and I tuck my cuddly toy panda that I snuggle into bed. And I always put him in the fetal position because I think he looks cozier like that.
Aww.
And I tuck him in and I envy him.
Cute.
And then I start my day.
Yeah, I sleep fetal position, T-Rex arms, and that's it, pretty much. I never, ever, ever sleep on my back because I'm scared of getting sleep paralysis.
Or the ghost sitting on your feet.
Oh, the ghost sitting on my feet, true. I can't do that if I sleep like a teenage girl on the phone. So,
I always have to sleep cuddling something.
Oh, I do too, but it's Tabs most of the time.
Oh, that is a good thing to cuddle.
When he's not there, I'm like, where is my boy? I've got nothing to hold.
When I used to be away for work a lot, like when I did camera stuff and I'd have to stay in various hotels and all of this malarkey, nunneries at one point, no. I would always have to like cuddle one pillow and have the other pillow underneath me. And if there was only one pillow, I'd have to try and like hug it whilst also resting my head on it, just all curled around, because I have to be holding something. I just can't get to sleep without it. I'm very needy.
Oh my gosh. It's your routine though, you know, it makes you comfy and that's how you get the best dreams. So at the end of the day, it's all for content.
Yeah, true. I sleep hard so I can work hard.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Do you want to go first with your dream?
Oh yeah, sure. It wasn't a massively long one, so yeah, I'll try my best. So basically, you were in it.
Oh.
Me and you, we were in an Uber and we were going down the A1. Specifically, we were going from Stevenage to Hitchin. So it was a Hertfordshire-based dream.
Fancy.
We were in the Uber with this guy, the driver, and something happened, and I don't quite remember what. I don't know if we said something to him about where we were going or something like that. But then he began to act like there were like roadworks in the way or something. He knew something we didn't about where we needed to go and the fact that it was blocked. So
roadworks ahead.
Uh-oh.
Sure hope it
does. Oh. But then he basically he got like what looked like a passport, but I think in my brain it was like our contract with the Uber driver. It was our receipt, you know? So he kind of gave us our little passport back. And it had little rainbow stickers on it. And it had like just a big round one that was like, happy birthday. And it was like, here you go, because it's your birthday. I don't want to cancel your trip, so you could use this to get another one. And it was like, oh, cheers. So I don't know if you know the A1 around Hitchin in North Hertfordshire very well, but the roundabout where you will come off to go to Hitchin, in the dream, it was a lot less roady and we were able to walk around it a bit. So he pulls off the A1 at this exit. So he did actually get us to Hitchin, but we wanted to go a bit further into the actual town. And he stopped on this roundabout and he was like, I'm going to have to drop you off here. And he was like, or I could take you back to Stevenage. You can go back there and then you can get another Uber from there. And it was like, what's the point in going all the way back there to come where we wanted to go? So we were like, thank you, Mr. Uberman. Appreciate it. But, you know, we'll get a different Uber. So the Uberman wandered off and he just started laying on the floor a little bit further away with a blanket and crying.
Aww.
And he was
No.
he was just crying. He was really upset. I don't know if he was upset because we were going to get a different Uber.
Aww.
And I was like, Brady, he's crying over there. And you were just like, what is going on? So you wandered off to a little area which doesn't exist, that was under like a bridge next to a river. And you were a lot shorter in my dream. You were really short, and you went and sat under this bridge just while I sort of wandered around and tried and figured out what was going on. And eventually I left the crying Uberman and I came over to you and I was like, he's still crying over there, Briny. I was like, we could just get another Uber. Like, if we like walk a little bit further away, then hopefully it won't just ping on his app again and we'll get a different one.
Oh my
And you were like, yeah, that's a good idea. But then he just sort of appeared, and instead of like the archway of this bridge, there was like a window there, and the Uberman was there looking through the window at us. And I was like, no, he's back. Oh God. And it was like, what do? We're going to get into this Uber with this man again. And that was it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was kind of the dream. Oh dear.
Poor Uber Java.
He was just crying. He wanted to do his best for us, but
yeah.
He just
when did you have this dream?
Last night.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if it was like before we were going on a journey together, sort of thing, when we went into London.
It probably happened as a result of us going to London, I think. But yeah, it was last night I had this dream.
I looked up taxi. I don't think it would be as specific as to have Uber in the dream book, but I looked up taxi and it says, in a dream, calling a taxi signifies recognizing the need to progress to get somewhere. We cannot be successful without help, for which there may be a price. A taxi is a public vehicle in the sense that it is usually driven by someone unknown to us. We therefore have to trust the driver's awareness and knowledge. In dreams, therefore, a taxi can suggest having the ability to get somewhere without knowing how.
Oh.
And also making them cry. I don't really know if that's like I'm trying to think if there would be something like we want to do that we're worried would upset someone, like just as like a
maybe.
And like for instance, this is to clarify, this isn't something that's happening, but say if there was something where like we wanted to do something on Kirby Craft, but Rithian didn't want to, that sort of scenario. If we're like, but we want to play this game, and he's like,
we want to do this. Why don't we play Fortnite every day?
Yeah,
and he's like, no, I hate Fortnite.
And of course that wouldn't happen than you'd think, because Rithian loves Fortnite.
He loves
of course
Fortnite.
He wouldn't mind
that.
So
true.
I mean, actually, I wonder if it's because, having used that as just a spurious example, I wonder, because Rithian was saying recently about...
We were talking about what games to play on Kirby Craft.
Yeah, and he was like, whatever it is, I don't want to have to do the mods anymore. So maybe he's the crying Uber driver and the taxi is all of the mods that he's having to put together.
It's us saying, Rithian, we want to play this game, and he gives us the pass to play the games with him, and he's like, I'm out, and then he goes and cries on the floor.
He's like, we're just, like, he's put together this wonderful modded car, and we're just happily sat in the back like, la 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 la, we just get in and he drives. Maybe it is that, God. And now we're like, oh geez, we have to sort something else out now. What are we gonna do?
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I also looked up passenger. If we are the passenger, we may feel that we are being carried along by circumstances and have not really thought out our own way forward. If the latter, oh wait, no, that's if we are carrying passengers. But I guess like not knowing the way forward and being carried by someone, I guess that could be like, we've not got the Jingle Jam schedule and we're not really sure. Like obviously there's some stuff we know is happening, but we've not got like a clear plan of it in our head yet. So it could be something like
busy but also very uncertain time at the minute.
Yeah.
So that could be part of it, maybe. There was also the fact that the Uber didn't take us all the way to where we wanted to go as well. I don't know if that really means anything, but...
Well, I guess that could be that we, at the moment, because we don't know the schedule, I guess the destination is uncertain sort of thing, if that makes sense. So maybe it is just like, because we know little bits of it at the moment, you've only gone halfway to Hitchin, as the saying goes.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a famous saying if you don't know what's happening.
That's a good saying.
I've only gone halfway to Hitchin. I looked at bridge as well, because you said I was sat under a bridge. Like you were,
you were by you were by a little river and you were just sort of looking into the water.
And that says, the bridge is one of the most commonly found images in dreams and most invariably indicates the crossing from one phase of life to the other.
But you were underneath it. What does that mean for you?
I'm indecisive, probably. The bridge may be depicted as weak or strong, sturdy or otherwise, which gives an indication of the strength of connection necessary to make the changes in the dreamer's life. Was it
pretty strong? It was like a big brick stone bridge.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like an old one. It was nice and it was a good bridge.
I mean, I was like talking to you the other day a bit about like not knowing about what the future holds and like, saying about how like with streaming and stuff, like I don't know how long I'll be streaming for because it's never a certain thing. So maybe that was just, me talking about going to the next phase of life, whatever that may be. But I'm still sat underneath it because I'm like, I don't know if I want to cross over the bridge yet. I don't know.
Honestly, I've been thinking the same thing because it is such a fleeting and difficult thing to keep up as a job. Like, and it every day it's like, I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this for. And that's just so inherently sort of stressful. And I've been thinking the same thing. Absolutely. So yeah, like even
I wonder if it is
for
just
me, that's makes sense.
Yeah, that like uncertainty of next phases, because it's one of those things that also like we say it's a fleeting thing, but at the same time it's such a new job in the grand scheme of things, that maybe it is something you can just carry on. Maybe, we'll still be doing this podcast in our 70s and we'll be talking about like, the changes of dreams that you get when you become a septuagenarian and stuff. Like, I don't know. But yeah, it's difficult
I think even if I stopped streaming as a job, I'd still do the podcast. This is not going anywhere.
Yeah. Even if no one else is listening, it's just nice for us to just have a time set aside to chat every week. Yeah.
Exactly.
Our little waffle time. But yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Have you ever had an Uber driver cry?
No, not that I'm aware of. I've never had them leave the car and cry on the floor, especially.
That's good.
Yeah.
I accidentally, the other day, I had a really bad time in an Uber, and then I sort of forgot about it, and then I went to book another one, and it popped up on my thing like, do you want to rate this guy? And I'd forgotten the last journey I had, so I was just like, yeah, 5 stars. And then I remembered as soon as I'd pressed it, I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
I just automatically give everyone 5 stars, but it was like terrible. Like literally we were going up a hill at one point and the car was just like struggling to get up this
Oh my God. Oh no.
I was just like, are we okay?
You seem to have a few dodgy Uber drivers. I mean, like, not so much dodgy, but you've had a lot of sassy ones as well. I think it's because of trying to get the bunnies to the vet a lot of the time. They're a bit mouthy, aren't they?
Yeah. But I mean, the worst one I had was the guy that wouldn't let me out of his car for a while. That was
scary. That's weird.
Yeah,
like, that's just genuinely something
stop.
that should be reported. It's not good.
Yeah, but to clarify, I wasn't kidnapped or anything, anyone. But he accidentally took me to the wrong place. But it was on those things that it was just, I could just walk there quicker than him driving around Bristol's bloomin' crazy road. So I was just like, oh, it's fine, I'll just get out here. And he was just like, no, I'm taking you there. And I was like, please, can I get out of the car? And he was like, no, we're going there. And I was just like, I want to get out of the car now.
That's the thing though,
please.
Like on the face of it, this guy has driven you to the wrong place and you're like, can I get out of the car? And he's like, no, that's so scary.
Yeah. I was just
terrifying.
like, And I had one the other day who was like, I mean, basically, I really panic if I can't sit in the middle of the back and I can't sit in the back of cars if there's no doors, because that really gives me anxiety. And I was in the back of this Uber, and then when he stopped, he got out of the car and I was like, what's doing? And he was just like, oh, sorry, there's child locks. The door's been locked the whole time. And I was just like,
oh my God.
If I had have known that, I would not have been okay to be in this car. I would have just been panicking the whole time.
Oh my God.
It's been like, I'm locked in a car.
Oh.
I just hate it.
Yeah, I've not really had any terrible Uber experiences. I've just had funny conversations with Uber drivers before. Like, I've had Uber drivers that have been complaining about their partners. I had an Uber driver once who was talking to me about how he wanted to get into streaming, but he did that classic thing of he'd never streamed before and he bought like a rig worth thousands of pounds, and then he was like, and now I can be a streamer. And I was like,
I had a guy like that. No. I wonder if it's the same guy. Was it in Bristol?
Maybe. Yeah, it was in Bristol. Yeah,
maybe it was.
Was it after he picked you up from the office?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, how's your day been? You've been at work. What do you do?" And then it goes from there. Bless him.
So he was really nice. Video games.
Yeah.
I had a guy the other day when I got back from London, actually, and I was like, oh, it's a bit dark and spoopy, so I'll just get an Uber. And he was like just telling me about his life. And he was saying like, oh, do you know what? I used to be like a manager at this place and I had to work so many extra hours. And then he just really casually was just like, and I thought, I either just have to quit or kill myself. So now I'm an Uber driver. And I was just like, are you okay, my guy? I'm pretty sure he was saying it in a jokey way, but I was just sat there in the back of the car like, and is everything okay now? It was like, oh yeah, it's been 2 years. I was like, okay, good.
Oh my gosh. It's one of those things where you make a self-depreciating joke and people are just like, oh my God, are you all right? And it's like, yes.
It's like, I'm just going to assume that he means this in like, lol.
Oh my God.
Dear, oh dear. But he seemed okay now.
Good.
And he was the one who I was locked in the back of the car.
Oh no. Oh my God.
But I felt really bad as well because when he pulled into our road, he was like, I've dropped you off here before, you were with your partner. And I was just like, sorry, I don't have any memory of this. But thank you for remembering. That's very lovely of you. Now let me out your car.
Let me out, please. Oh dear. It is always nice when Uber drivers don't talk and you can just chill. But also sometimes when they're chatty, you get some of the best stories. It's like, my Uber driver did this today. It's just, oh my God. I can't remember the exact details, but I'm sure one of them was telling me some of the wildest shit about what his partner did. And I was like, are you okay? Is she okay?
Oh, no.
It's like a therapy session sometimes. And it's like, I'm not qualified for this.
Yeah. I think one of the worst ones I had was when I think I was taking the bunnies to the border before we had gone, as in a boarding place. Not, I wasn't trying to smuggle them into Wales, but I was taking them to the border, and he was like, "Oh, you've got bunnies. I used to have bunnies when I was a kid," and that always starts off with, "Now let me tell you a story of neglect."
Yeah,
and he was like, we had two, and then they made loads, and then we were like, we have to separate them all, and then they made loads. And I was just like, please, just stop.
No,
just stop telling me this story. I don't like it. I was just like,
jeez.
And this was like, we'd only just got one road away. I was like, we've got 20 more minutes for this story to just get worse.
That's right, he's got plenty more bunnies to talk about.
Yeah, like 70 bunnies in. Okay.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that would be my guess for your dream is.
So you're saying it's anxiety?
I would guess this is out there as a theory, but I think it's anxiety.
Oh my God!
For the first time,
wow!
Anxiety's debut on this podcast.
Oh
dear, dear.
What about you? How are you doing? How are your dreams doing?
Fine. Oh my gosh. So I put 2 dreams into our chat. One is 3 minutes 06. One is 3 minutes 07.
Oh my God. You're
I
very
just
consistent.
have 3-minute dreams. That's what I'm known for.
That's what they call her. Oh,
so, yeah.
3-minute Bridie.
That's how long people put up with me for. And they're like, I've had enough. Goodbye. Shall we listen to the 3-minute 06 one?
Okay.
From the 13th of November.
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. I had a dream that I was just walking along in this park, I think, or out in the countryside, and all of a sudden there was just this like rumbling noise. And I turned around and this like black furry monster was there, and all of a sudden loads more landed down, and I was just like, what the heck? They were just like marching along in a line, and they were different shapes and sizes, but I mostly remember just these ones that were like the outline of just like a tall figure, but huge and furry. And all of a sudden, like this huge mouth opened, and it was like molten orange inside. And they said something like, "Will you fight?" or something like that. And I was like, "No." And then they were just like, "Okay." And they all went away apart from one who lay down on the floor and patted in front of him. And I just had to like wriggle into Little Spoon. And then the dream moved in like really weird ways. It sort of leapt into basically things kept on happening all around the world.
and the implication was these creatures were slowly taking over. And the way you'd know is that you would suddenly notice that like all the wildlife was disappearing. And I went into this neighborhood, and I think at this point I was like Robin Williams, and I noticed all the houses are abandoned. Then I went to a house, and it was just weird. Like I'd go into one door, but it would come out another place, and like dimensions were weird inside this house, and I didn't know if it was me or if it was like they had like were, you know, sending weird images into my head or something. And then it cut to another bit where there were these two actors who were meant to be from like EastEnders or something, and they were dressing up as each other because they thought, oh, it only attacks men, so we'd swap clothes and see who gets attacked. And then so there was like this woman who was trying to put on like big bulky hoodies and do this big strut and stuff. And there was a point where like Jim from The Office was there, and this other actor who was in an Armando Iannucci thing, who I can't remember his name, but yeah, it just jumped all over the place and everything was just really weird. But yeah, that's all I remember. Bye.
There you go.
Oh my God.
I think the first part was just Mothman, now I think about it. I think I was just cuddling Mothman.
Fair. Who doesn't want to cuddle Mothman?
When I was describing it, I was like, oh no, I get what it is now. It makes sense. I've just been consuming a lot of Mothman things recently. But yeah, it was really weird. It was like being in this, like, I say field, but you know when you get like fields, but they have like a little copse. So it's not really pure field. It's just like rolling hills and trees and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like that, and there was just this big marching line of all this like misshapen, weird, like black. And when I say black, I mean like, have you ever seen? Is it Attack the Block?
No.
The Joe Cornish horror film?
No, I've never seen it.
If you look at the monsters from that, see if I can find a picture of one. They're basically like, so, like they don't even have any shadow to them whatsoever. They're just like these.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
This like complete darkness sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like that. It was like not even any texture to them. They were just like an outline of this shape, but then they opened these mouths, and it was like bright orange, like lavary mouths.
Wow.
And yeah, but just the fact that they were like, will you fight? And I was like, nah. And they're like, no. Okay, see you then. It's like, this one's not putting up any struggle. Let's just have a cuddle then. Okay, bye.
It's the good ending. The good ending.
Yeah. I mean, my guess for the rest of it is probably just that I've been playing Mass Effect. And obviously there are like things that are going around attacking the place.
I guess. I mean, it didn't feel like a very Mass Effect-y dream though, but it could just be as simple as that.
Yeah.
I like the EastEnders characters swapping clothes at the end.
My gosh, it was so funny. It was like this couple that must have been sort of 50s, 60s. And I just remember the woman, she had put on like big baggy jeans and a big hoodie with like a beanie cap, and she was just really trying to do this like cool guy walk of like, yeah, I'm a fella, I'm a bloke walking through the park. So
attack me, I'm a man.
Yeah, and then the man was just like wearing this like dress and tights, just trying to walk around in heels, like, are you sure I'll be safe, sort of thing. And it was like proper EastEnders of like, I don't know if this is a good plan. Oh my god,
just shut up and get on with it.
Yeah. Gotta fight these aliens.
You'll be fine. They only attack men.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just this weird comic relief that I put into my own dream. But I remember it being really like horrible. Like I was turning up to this housing estate and was more like a little like, you know, typical British cul-de-sac type thing. And just looking down and noticing that there was a dead hedgehog. And then as I looked around, I noticed there were loads of them. And I was like, oh my gosh, they've been here. They've got this area sort of thing. And then realizing there's no one in the houses. And it was really like that sort of, I don't know, 28 Days Later or whatever, like, you know, abandoned neighborhood type feel to it. And I was just like, oh. And then I went into the house when I suddenly became Robin Williams for no reason. And it was just one of those things that I would like walk into a door and it would make me walk out of a different door into a different room. And I was just like, is this house weird? Or is it that I'm going mad? Like I couldn't tell which one it was. And it sort of had the feeling of, because I've been editing some Silent Hill videos, it sort of had that feeling of walking around the rooms in those apartment blocks where you're like,
oh, okay.
It was that sort of like, is there something going to jump out at me? Is this weird? Is this like spoopy? And yeah, it was just weird.
Oh
so goodness. I guess it is that.
What was your like overall feeling in the dream? Like, was it scary like to you while you were dreaming it, or?
It was, yeah. It was very like ominous, I guess. Like nothing scary really happened, but it had this feeling of like, this is building up to something. Like if it was a film, it would have been that part where, you know, it's got the, what's it called? Foreshadowing in everything.
Yeah.
Like you see something and you're like, oh, something's going to jump out of there later. And, oh, I've just met this character. They don't have long left. So it was like that feeling constantly of like, oh, something is going to happen.
Sounds a bit like anxiety.
Wait, what? No. Not me. Couldn't be me. I wonder if Mothman's in the book. No.
I don't think. No. What about moth?
No, but I guess that would be under insects. But moth is here. Oh. The moth is largely associated with nighttime and therefore connects with the hidden side of our nature. Also, because the moth can be self-destructive, when there is light around, it tends to symbolize our dream self and the more transient side of our personality.
Oh.
There you go. Looked up monster.
Oh, go on then.
Any monster appearing in a dream is something that we have made larger than life. We have personalized it so that whatever is worrying us appears as a creature. It usually stands for our negative relationship with ourselves and our fear of our own emotions and drives. My gosh, that sounds like anxiety.
Oh my God, what? All right, for the merch, I think we just need to go all in on the anxiety. Get it on t-shirts. Anxiety and bees, I think. That's what I'm learning from our most recent episodes.
We can make a anxiety.
Oh my God.
Buy the new anxiety shirt. I wonder if cryptid is in here. That's probably too specific. It is not. Oh, there is cul-de-sac though.
Oh, okay. Go on then.
When a dreamer finds that he or she is trapped in a cul-de-sac, it symbolizes futile action, but perhaps also a state of inertia. Circumstances may be preventing a movement forward, and it may be necessary to retrace one's steps in order to succeed. We are stuck in old patterns of behavior and may be threatened by past mistakes. That's quite interesting, because at the moment I swear I'm just going from like game slump to game slump. And I was also saying this morning that I've not really I've been trying to read a lot, but I've not really had a book that has gripped me I'm just sort of like remembering to
Reading
read
for the sake of it.
Yeah, I'm like reading out of the habit of reading rather than the want to like turn pages. I've not had a page turner. And I guess with games, it's been a bit the same. Like I keep putting different games on my schedule and then just on the day being like, nah, I'm not playing that. So maybe it is like, I don't know. I think in a way, this time of year is a bit of a weird one because it's like, again, with Jingle Jam coming up and with Christmas coming up, those are 2 breaks. So I'm like, well, I don't want to start any new games because I'll have to take this possibly like month-long break before I play them again. And it's that like anticipation and excitement, but also like you're just in a bit of purgatory in a way because you're like, I can't make it happen any sooner, but I have to do the weeks before it. And yeah, so I wonder if it is about that, just like, again, with going forward into the unknown and having this sense of like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah.
No, I feel that. It might be even worse because I don't know about you, but it feels like it's kind of been like that for a long time now. Like every month it's like, right, I can sit down and I can do this. But then every week just feels like it's been so busy that my own streams have taken a bit of a backseat to my own detriment. And I feel like I've not been able to go all in on a game because my streams have just felt so sporadic. But I don't think they have been, but just to me in my brain they are.
I've had that exact same thing too. I feel like I don't remember the last week that I just had a straightforward schedule that I do my usual days and I do the usual thing on those days. And I swear there must have been, it's not actually been that crazy, but it really feels like I don't feel settled at all.
Yeah.
Is it anxiety?
I wonder if some of it, maybe, yeah. I wonder if some of it's like, we talked a little while ago about people feeling burnt out. And I wonder if that's sort of just a symptom of it, I guess. Like, because you're just, I think with like burnout and even just normally with streaming, you feel like you're kind of chasing your tail a lot of the time. It's like, oh, I need to, make enough money to live, so I need to stream, but I need to do this, so I need to cancel my stream. But if I do that, then I need to do this, and then I do this, and then I do that, and then you're just going in circles, and it's just tough. And I think doing that week in, week out, it does tire your brain out to the point where it's just like you're always playing catch up, and it feels like you've never caught up, And I think we're kind of at that point at the minute, especially coming up to Jingle Jam as well, because we take such a long time off during Jingle Jam that anything that constitutes a failure before Jingle Jam, like cancelling a stream, moving a stream to here, it's like 100 times worse because it's like, God, I'm going to have to take such a long break and people are going to think that I'm useless.
Well, I think, yeah, that's the thing as well, because you say like, oh, we take so much time off. But the thing is, like,
it's not time off.
Yeah, because I've had times when I've been like, I've got up at like 8 o'clock and I've started editing and I've edited until 10:30 where I've done a recording and then I've edited some more. And then, but to my schedule, to my Twitch channel, it looks like she had a day off. And I'm like, I've actually worked more hours than I normally do in a day. But to other people, I'm like, oh, it just looks like, oh, she's, bunked off for another day. And then.
But as well as that, I really feel like chat doesn't care as much as we do. Like, if we don't stream one day, they just go about their day. I think there are very few people that just sit there like, oh my God, they're not streaming today. They're just like, oh, they're not streaming today? Okay, well, I'll come back tomorrow. I think that's generally how it goes. But we're like, oh my God, they're all going to be waiting. They're all going to be upset. But of course they're not. They're just doing their own thing and getting on with their life. They don't mind.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, everyone's always so nice about it. They're always just like, no, have a day, treat yourself, get that ooey. And I'm always just like, no, I mustn't. But I think that's the thing in a way, is that they're so kind that it makes you want to be better for them. And then it just keeps on going because you're like, I want to do things for these lovely people.
Exactly. And but yeah, that's where we are mentally, everybody. Hello.
Yeah, we're trying.
We're trying.
And
it just really feels like the last few months we've been absolutely swamped. And even when we haven't been swamped, we've been thinking about being swamped. So it just feels like we're swamped all the time.
Well, because it's also that thing of like, when you've got that break coming up, it's like, well, I guess I better get twice as far ahead for like, recording twice as much comfort zone so that we've got stuff so we can have the time off to be working over the holidays and stuff. So it does just sort of like, and the fact of the matter is, if we said, comfort zones on Christmas holiday, 2 weeks off, people would be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, right.
But it's that wanting to just keep it up. Again, I'm very needy.
You need to be working all the time.
Yes. But yeah, it is a tough one. And I guess there's also that feeling of like the thing I've noticed in the difference between doing like editing work and doing streaming work is when I get given like a series to edit, there is a point at which I've finished, I've created a product, it is done, I can put it out, and there you go. Whereas with streaming, it's just constantly ongoing. You never really get that satisfaction of like, I have finished a thing. Because even if you say like, I finished this game, you just start another one the next day. There's not really that like, I mean, there is satisfaction to it, but there's not sort of like completion satisfaction from it. And I think that can feel like, especially as people who a lot of the time get their praise from completing quests. The feeling that you've never completed a quest is probably quite bad. Like I've not got my achievement from it because it's just ongoing.
This is why I'm addicted to MMOs. It gives me the positive reinforcement I need. Yeah.
It's like I've been playing this game recently, I told you about the other day, called Kletka. And it's just a demo, but it's got like 15 achievements. And I have played this demo for like over 11 hours now because it has achievements and I want them all. I've still got 3 more that I need to get. And I'm just like, I will play this demo until I am done. And even then, the game comes out on like the 12th of December, so I'll just keep playing it more. Because then there'll be the game achievement.
Exactly.
That reminds me, I saw this video the other day that was like 10 lies that people with ADHD tell themselves.
Oh, no. And
I was just sat there like, how does this person know my life? It was just stuff like, oh yeah, I'll put the laundry away afterwards or something like that. And then the one that really got me was the final one was, this is the last bag for life I'll buy. I was like thinking about my cupboard that is just packed full of them. And I'm always like, I'm never buying a bag for life again. I have so many. God. I've got bags for the next million of my lives. I don't need any more, but no, I will forget it and I will get another one.
Oh my God. That's so funny. That reminds me of a conversation I had with my mum last night because my mum was staying over yesterday and we were talking about like neurodivergence running in the family sort of thing. And she was talking about how, just part of a different conversation really, but she was talking about how my nan gets her groceries delivered in and then stores the bags. And my mum needed to go and do shopping for my nan. And she was like, have you got any bags? And Nan was like, oh, yeah, but don't take all my bags. So Mum opened up one of the cupboards and it was absolutely full of Iceland bags, like tons and tons and tons of Iceland bags. And my mum's like, don't use all my bags. You've got so many bags. And Nan's like, oh, you don't use my bags.
Oh my God.
Just hoarding bags. It's like me, I've got that massive bag that's full of bags for life on the back of the door.
Yeah,
I'm the opposite of my nan though. I'm like, please take them, please.
Yes,
I keep buying more and I don't want them.
It's like if ever someone brings something over and they're like, oh, keep the bag. And I'm like, no, you keep the bag. In fact, take 10 more bags with your bag. It's why I know it's so like, oh, fancy. But if ever you shop at Ocado, they collect bags. They, like when they drop off your groceries and stuff, they'll be like, have you got any bags for us to take? And I'm always like, yes, please take the bags. I think they only take their own ones, but maybe I'll just start filling one Ocado bag with like
everything else.
20 Co-op and Sainsbury's and Tesco bags. I mean, like, just have them. A little freebie.
There's a treat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Blooming bags.
Blooming bags.
It's that and bubble wrap. Every time I get something that's got bubble wrap, I'm like, I'll keep that because it will come in handy one day to have
Might
this
be useful,
tiny scrap of bubble wrap.
Or gift bags or ribbon. Or...
Yeah. I was looking at recyclable wrapping paper recently as Christmas is coming up.
Yeah.
And there's one that you can get from the RSPB. You can get lots of like lovely bird-themed recyclable wrapping paper from the RSPB. But they also have this tape that's obviously it's covered in birds because that is their thing. But the tape, hang on, I'm going to get the exact name of it is... Wait, hang on. I'll have to scroll up in this chat. British Tits Eco-Friendly Paper Tape.
Oh, lovely.
If you want to cover all your Christmas presents in tits this Christmas.
Hell yeah. Oh
I was like, I want it just for the giggles.
Oh dear.
So that's what they mean when they talk about tit tape. It's just from the RSPB.
Yeah.
It's just Christmas tape. I see.
Just Christmas tape. How are you doing for your Christmas presents? Are you ahead of time or
okay? So
are you organised?
I did this thing. Basically, I have this group of friends who come round for a little what we call Friendmas, and it always is in December, and it always clashes with Jingle Jam. So this year we were like, let's have it in November. But one of the friends' birthdays is the 30th of November. So we were like, we'll have it the weekend before. And then all of a sudden we were like, we've only got 2 weeks to get presents for everyone. So everyone went into this blind panic. And I think those people, I've pretty much got all of their presents. But then I remembered. So basically I got this gift for my friend. And I was like, when she was around mine, I swear she said, I love this thing. And then as soon as I bought it, I was like, or did she say she hated it? And I can't for the life of me remember which one it was.
It's very important that you remember which one it was.
So, and then there's like, I've got 2 other things for people that I'm like, they might just hate this. I'm so bad at gift buying.
You said that to me. You're like, I saw something that I wanted to get for Kirsty, but it sold out really quickly. But she probably would have hated it anyway. I was like, huh? Are you just giving out gifts that people hate? Is that what it is?
I feel like I get this like weird burst of confidence where I'm like, yes, this is the gift. And then I immediately go into like panic mode where I'm like, I don't know this person at all. They'll hate this. They'll hate me because I got it for them. Oh, this is terrible. And every Christmas I'm like, this is it. This is the year I lose all of my friends through my terrible gift buying.
Jesus Christ.
But I ordered your present last night. I think you'll like it. But you might hate it.
I'm going to hate it and never talk to you again.
No.
How dare you think of me and buy me a gift?
That's the thing. That's what I always hope is that people will think she tried. Even if they hate it, they know that love went into it.
Exactly.
But I really hope you'll like it because
I will. I'm sure I will.
How good is your poker face?
No comment.
But I'd prefer that. It's like one of the most refreshing things about giving presents to my nephew and my niece, actually, because she's still at this sort of age, is their brutal honesty. Like I gave my nephew a present last Christmas and he went, I've already got this. And I was like, okay, I will exchange it for you and get you something else. And he was like, okay. But
Nice
other people would just be like, oh, thanks. I do have one, but I needed a second one, of course.
I need an identical one to go with the other one so they're not lonely.
I'll just put it in the cupboard with all the others. So in a way, I would prefer just brutal honesty of, I don't like this, but give it to someone else and get me this. It's I get Alex's mum will literally be like, buy me this. And I'm like, okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, no, my mum's like that. My mum, she's like, either buy me this, like this is the thing I would like for Christmas, or don't buy me anything, I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, either way, fine.
My mum, like, I love her, but if you ask her what she wants for her birthday or for Christmas, every year of my entire life without fail, she just goes, I just want everyone to be happy, really. And I'm like, no, tell me an object I can buy.
Yeah, just tell me something, please.
Unless I'm spiking Christmas dinner with LSD or something, tell me what you want.
It's like my dad as well. My dad is so hard to buy for, like, and my brother's kind of the same. It's just a gamble every year. It's like, are you gonna like this? I don't know. Maybe. Guess we'll find out. One year I got him a Lego car and he built it like with me there, and I'm like, are you doing this to humor me? I don't know, but I enjoyed us spending time together building Lego, so maybe I'll do this again.
My dad, I literally every Father's Day, birthday, and Christmas, he gets the same thing because I know he likes it. He gets Turkish Delight because he's the only person in the house that likes it, so I know he gets to eat all of it. And he gets ale, and that's it.
Nice.
Because that's what he likes.
Yep. That's just such a dad thing. It's like they have this one safe gift that you know that they'll probably be all right with.
Yeah.
Just get that. It's like my dad, it's like, oh, does he need slippers? Yes. Does he need pajama bottoms? Yeah, get him those. Maybe a dressing gown if we're feeling spicy. It's like, did he get them last year? All right, we'll skip it this year and get something else, and then we need new slippers next year. It's
I
just
swear,
the same.
like, dads come with like a flow chart. Like,
Yep.
are his slippers still good? Yes. In that case,
Does he need new pajamas? No. Okay. Dressing gown? Chocolate?
he hates stuff. Like he wants consumables, and like occasionally I'll get him some like nice man moisturizer, as it always has to be branded for men, and it has to smell of something like wood and
smells like men.
Yeah, wood shavings
like
and
ash and
petrol. Manly smells for men.
Men don't smell of flowers. What are you talking about? Don't be ridiculous.
So yeah, occasionally he gets that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know what to get for my dad. I want to make things for everyone, but I don't know when I'm going to get the time.
Yeah. Was it last year that you made the chili? Was it chili jam?
Oh, I made chili sauces for my brother, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably do that again because he really liked those. And he's like my dad. Like, I think there are things that he would like to get, but he doesn't ask for them. So most of the time he just gets pants and socks or a voucher. And like, I remember one year I saved up and I got him and like my niece, nephew, I got his family basically a Switch. And when my mum was like, oh, Kirsty's bought your present, he said, oh, I bet it's a voucher for like JD Sports or something again. And my mum was like, And it's just like, I get it, like, because he gets the same thing every year.
Yeah.
So it's nice to make him something a bit more personal, I think. I don't know, the chili sauce is particularly personal, but it's different, you know? And and he really liked it. Like, it was just, he's like my dad. He reacted like my dad would, I think. And he was just like, he just kind of like appreciated it. It was nice. So I think I'm just to do that again.
Yeah.
Maybe mix up the flavors or something.
My sister is just awful to buy for. She has expensive and niche tastes, and that's a double whammy.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing she will want is this like 200 plus pound running shoes or something, and I'm just like, huh? Excuse me, what? So I tend to just get her Hotel chocolate and something silly that she probably never thinks of again. And goes, whereas she's the opposite. She's so good at buying presents that she gets you things that you didn't even realize you wanted. And I'm just like, how do you do it?
Man, I love buying presents. I wish I just had unlimited budget to buy people presents.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing, to just go shopping and just be like, who would like this? Oh, they would like that. And it's so good. Love buying presents. Love giving presents. It's just the best.
I'm really bad at just finding things and being like, I want that. I find me really easy to shop for.
Apparently I'm very easy to shop for, but I don't know.
I would say, well, I guess as someone who likes stuff more than other people I know.
I do like stuff.
You're quite fun to buy for in a way that I guess having been brought up in a family that's very much like only consumables and very boring, useful things. So like my parents will often get like gardening gloves or a trowel or so, things that aren't particularly exciting, but they will get used and they like them. So I always get like quite happy when I buy things for you because I'm like, I can buy the silly things that I want to buy for people and I won't get told off. If anything, I'll get encouraged.
I love silly things.
Yeah.
I just love stuff. I was looking at my flat the other day and I was like, I don't need more stuff, but I love stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's time for us to stop talking now. We've rambled on for quite a while.
We have.
In conclusion, probably anxiety.
True.
And also anticipation for Jingle Jam.
This is the same picture.
Welcome to the podcast for the next few weeks.
Yep.
Woohoo!
Woo! Oh boy.
Well, thank you for a lovely chat, Kirsty.
Thank you, Bryony. Thank you so much. You are lovely.
And you're lovely.
You're lovely.
And I hope you like your present.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for listening, everyone. And until next time, bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.